Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you tune in. We are in the Phenomenal Woman community and we are on day, what day did I write? We're in 23, day 23 of 30 days of epic, massive change on this clearing that we're doing. So, and again, this clearing comes from Access Consciousness, and we say it 30 times, but I don't always say it 30 times. We have 15 times, and then we have a conversation about it, or whatever comes up for the moment. So, let's see here. Let me just tag everybody. I believe that I am showing up on the Tools and Jewels of Awareness today just to say hello. Every once in a while, I pop in and let you know what our membership is about. It's where we spend a few minutes in the morning, 5 days a week, looking at what it is that we're creating, not creating, destroying, limiting. What's conscious, what's unconscious, what else is possible, and just a magic place to be. So come play with us right now. All righty. So let's see all these things, all these places, and there we go. So let me start with the clearing that we have been doing, and we'll go from there. All righty. So what energy can you be? What space can you be? What consciousness can you be? To be out of limitations. And everything that doesn't allow that, would you just let it go, destroy and uncreate it, right, wrong, good and bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povas, and beyond. And that is the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. I'm saying that because I'm streaming into the tools today just to share what it is that we do. So we have been asking, because you ask a question, it brings up the energy of something, and then we clear it so that we can create something beyond and beyond and beyond that. So what energy can you be? What space can you be? And what consciousness can you be? To be out of the limitations and out of these definitions you have of yourself, all the form and structure that you have built up around and in your life based on your points of view and other people's points of view, and everything that doesn't allow that, and everything that doesn't allow you to be out of that. Just destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, pobads, and beyond. I am streaming through StreamYard, so I can't see your comments unless you've allowed me to, but I'm not seeing that. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you be to be totally out of control, out of limitations, and out of these definitions and form and structure and significance and linearities and concentricities, which I can't say with my mouth. I can't even say it on my own without that. That you and your body truly be. You truly do not do that. You do not be that. But we have built that up in our world with so many things and so many reasons why. But what would it be like to be out of that? To be aware of that and to clear that and to move that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. We often say, who are you today and what grand and glorious adventures are you going to have? Who am I today and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have today? Who am I and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have today? So it's a great question to open up your day with, because every day we change. Everything is different, especially if you're doing this work every morning, you're showing up and transforming, is, truth. Who am I? And what grand and glorious adventures are we going to have? I wrote a little something here that I wanted to read here. It said, create your life in the present rather than inhibiting the universes in your head. Okay. Are you ready to see your life as a present time adventure instead of future possibilities? Who are you today and what grand and glorious adventures are you going to have? So there's a lot about that, because we are creating. We are generating, creating, manifesting, and physically actualizing, right? We're in that. If we're choosing that with consciousness. But being in that space of everything every day, who am I? And what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have? Okay. And if I'm choosing to be out of the control that I've been choosing, if I choose to be out of the limitations that I've been choosing and everything that doesn't allow me to be out of that, I now destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. Yesterday we had kind of a I don't know. Last two calls that I've done, I think they've been really good because when I go off on those, like whoop, 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 and everything starts popping. But yesterday we were talking about living and being and choosing out of linearity, out of this place of this happens, and so forth. So that was a great call yesterday. But that is part. It was like, what energy can you be? What space can you be? And what consciousness can you be? To be out of limitations and definitions and form and structure and significance and LC that you and your body truly be. And everything that doesn't allow that, would you now just let it go? Barriers down, just right and uncreate it, right and wrong, good and bad, pod poc, all nine shorts, boys, pobads, and beyond. I wrote a title, a thing here today as I continue as we're doing this, in the book Magic, You Are It, Be It. I was looking, because we've just been going through that along with this clearing, is your imagination is a limitation. And I kind of had to sit with that. I don't even know if I've ever had an imagination. I don't know if I was one of those kids, if I was a kid, or if I've ever been that. Like I had an imagination and everything that is. I have this is what I want, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I'm going to create it, and then I physically actualize it, something of that sort. But I don't remember ever as a child having an imagination. So whatever that is. But I do want to share about being in the present moment, how important it is to be in the present moment. I know we hear that all the time with like just basic everything, like present moment. In the present moment, you can ask questions. In the present moment, you can choose to change things. And how much, especially where we're at right now with the holidays and everything's forward motion energetically. But it's like right now, everything is freaking good. Everything is freaking good. And from that space of gratitude, what else is possible? Okay. I've been doing that 15 days of gratitude and the tools and jewels. And even your imagination is a limitation because imagination is a function of the mind. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this morning. If we choose to be out of limitations, and most of us don't even, right? We don't know our limitations. We just know that they're there because if we didn't have them, we would be where it is that we would like to choose to be and everything that is. So if it's, you know how I kind of into my new thing is mindset, energy set, reset with Lene. It's the energy set part that we often forget is one of the most important things. I mentioned the other day somewhere on one of my calls, what is consciousness? If you're in the Phenomenal Woman, you're choosing consciousness, you're functioning, you're asking, you're being that. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be to be totally out of control, not controlling everything, but expansive, to be out of the limitations that I have, even if I don't need to know what they are, and that my body truly be as an infinite being it truly be. Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. But when I was reading this, it was talking about that the imagination is a limitation. And consciousness, I described it the other day, and I stole it from somebody because I forget who I got it from, Ingrid. It was so beautiful to explain consciousness on a certain, on this very simple, it's like you have a choice when you walk into a room, this is the way she described it, and you can either turn the lights on or keep the lights off. And you have a goal, you have a target to get to the other end of the room. and you can just go in the dark. And you're going to run into things. It's going to be clunky. It's going to be, it could be painful. It could be, I'm just kind of visualizing myself doing it. You're just trying to remember how to get to the other side of the room from your memory, but things might have been moved. And you just hope you get to the other side, and you probably will. But it's dark, and you're in a place of not willing to look at the possibility of what else could be easier. So consciousness is that place where you turn on the lights and you're like, oh my God, I can see everything in front of me. Now I get to make some choices. I do understand that most people like to turn the lights off, because if you turn the lights on, you're like, oh, there are things that I don't want to see there. But what if it's just a matter of seeing them, but you don't have to do anything with it? But then you have choices. So you turn those lights on, and all of a sudden you see, oh my gosh, I have all these limitations, all these booby traps to get to the side of the other room. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you be to be out of your limitations? And everywhere that, and everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyond. What are your limitations? You probably don't even know what they are, or you might know them. But if you turned on the light and we got conscious with them, we would have different possibilities and different questions and choices. I'm just looking at that energetically. It's like, oh, I can go this way. I can move the chair over here. I can, all of that. That's choosing consciousness. So how does it get any better than that? So anywhere that you're not doing that in your life and wondering why things aren't moving, because the lights are off and all the furniture's in the way. Man, if you want to choose consciousness and ask the questions and do the energy clearings with me, you turn the lights on and we go, oh, cool. You have this limitation here. Let's move it. Let's clear it, and so forth. I don't know where this call's going. I never know where they're going, but it is day 23, and we are on what energy, space, and consciousness can you in your body be to be totally out of control, out of limitation, out of form, structure, significance, and out of definitions and LCs that your body truly be. And everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and uncreate it, POC and POD. Okay, let me get back to the title here again. And it's a thought. It's a thought. What if your imagination was a limitation? Like, I imagine that this is what we do in business all the time. When I get here, this will happen. When I get here, I imagine that this is what I will experience. So just take a peek at it from there. Even your imagination is a limitation, because imagination is a function of the mind. Okay. Remember, mindset, energy set, reset. I come from, you guys know that, from the place of have you reset the energy. Your imagination can only define what you already know. Just as your mind can only define what you already know. I think I just said that, didn't I? Your imagination can only define what you already know, just as your mind can only define what you already know. Imagination cannot imagine beyond the limits of what you have already decided exists. So, in terms of infinite beingness and infinite knowing, infinite perceiving, infinite receiving, your imagination is a limitation. It's not an awareness. And the reason I was bringing this up, ladies, is that we're getting ready. I'm kicking off the 10 tools, 10 keys to total freedom. And we're going to dive into studying those. And that first one being the infinite being you truly be, and choosing to function from that energy. Yeah. So that's our key number 1, is, am I choosing? Am I being? Am I perceiving? Am I receiving as that infinite being knowing space? Or am I living in the limitations of my imagination? Okay. So I don't know. Does anybody live in how is your imagination? And I'll read the rest of this because, as a child, I'll read this. Imagination and awareness are sometimes confused. As a child, you may have had an awareness about things, and your parents might have said, "Oh, that's just your imagination." My story. I knew what I saw to be real and true, even though it wasn't what anybody else was calling as real and true. But I could see what I could see, but that's where I tucked away so much of my knowing, my perceiving, to match the reality of this world. So I get that. And it's not a wrongness that they did. It just is. So your parents, or you might say to your kids, watch that. Oh, that's just your imaginations. They are setting you up and training you to be normal, average, and real to fit into this reality, right? They're training you to be sane and normal so that you would be like everybody else. So anywhere and anybody and rerun everywhere that you're trying to fit into this reality. That just brings up so much right there. Right, wrong, good and bad, POC, all nine shorts, boys, POBEDs, and beyond. Sorry, just so much. Anywhere that you've tried to fit into this reality, but you are so different. And that gift of the difference of you is what the world requires right now. And everywhere you haven't acknowledged that, what energy, space, and consciousness can you be? As the infinite being, as a child you truly be, the energy that you were to be out of control, out of limitations, out of definitions, form, and structure. All of that you picked up, you bought into, is now how you've been functioning on a cellular level, on an unconscious level, and everything that is would you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good and bad, POC, all nine shorts, boys, POBADs, and beyond. Normal and average and real are actually huge limitations because they don't allow for the greatness of you. I have fought that. I think I have finally been in allowance in the last few years of like, I am laying down the need to, there's so many layers, so many levels of conversation I can go on that. I'm probably the last one to acknowledge that I'm not normal, average, and real, even though I think I'm normal, average, and real. But as yeah, whole conversation right there. Normal, average, and real are actually huge limitations because they don't allow for the greatness that you truly are. They don't allow you for infinite possibilities available to you in this universe. Have you ever used force and effort against yourself in order to make yourself appear normal, average, and real, and just like everybody else? Would you like to give that up now, please? Cool. So, would you like to give up being normal, average, and real? And that question opens up so much. It's like if you get that question, you get that question. If you get the question, you're like, I get it, but I don't get it, but I don't understand it, but yet I relate to it, then you're right place. But would you like to give it up now? Would you like to let go of this place of normal, average, and real? And what energy, space, and consciousness can you be to be totally out of control, out of limitation, definition, form, structure, significance, and LC? That your body truly be. And everything that doesn't allow that, would you now please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, POC, and all nine shorts, boys, POBADs, and beyond. So who are you and what grand and glorious adventures are you going to have? Who are you and what grand and glorious adventures are you going to have? Are you ready to see your life as a present time adventure instead of a future possibility? Right now, present time. And what else is possible that I can create that I've never imagined before? All righty. And then that leads me into the phenomenal ladies. We have our 1 hour bonus call tomorrow. Is tomorrow Friday? Tomorrow's Friday, right? 18th? Yes. So I'll see you here at 9 o'clock. Those who show up, it'll be on Zoom. But those who show up for the live call get facilitation. We'll actually go into any questions you have, shift the energy, clear any of those limitations, and talk about this particular clearing that we've been doing. And Expansion Accelerator is tonight for those of you who are in that 12-week course. And last but not least, the 10 keys. I changed the day because I forgot next week is Thanksgiving. So if you choose that and you want to spend 5 weeks, we're going to do 2 keys a week in an hour call, Telegram, and all that fun stuff. We start Wednesday the 3rd. Wednesday, November the 3rd. And I'm doing it at 8 a.m. in the morning, PST. I've never done an 8 a.m., but I thought, how cool. Do an 8 a.m. and then roll right into the Phenomenal Woman Clearing. And what a better way, what a great way to start the day. All right, ladies, thank you. And again, like I said, I stream this into the Tools and Jewels. So welcome to anybody who watched this. And if you have any questions, holler, let me know. And otherwise, phenomenal woman, I love you. I appreciate you. And what grand and glorious adventures can you have today? All righty, bye.